Future Lives Social Mobility in Question, a foresight brief specifically given to the PM, Prime Minister's office, so that they can try to plan what's happening with the country. Social mobility lies at the heart of the Canadian project. Many people in Canada assume that following the rules and doing the right things will lead to a better life. Now, that might be the case. It used to be the case, right? It sure was the case when I grew up. Not so much these days. That's the problem. Now, I haven't told my children that, and I don't think you should tell your children that. I still believe that you got to focus on your own life and your own goals, and that's what I've been doing. Haven't been online too much. Why? Because I've had to put my time, my head into code. I really had to. I had to better my own life. It's just what I had to do. I got 5 kids. I have to think about them. I have to do that, and you have to do the same. You've got to think about your life as well, even though the pull, the need, the perception is that we need to be so glued and connected to the news and to politics. But I'll tell you something, if you do that all the time, all it's going to do is spiral down your own life. My personal belief. You tell me what yours are in the comments. That's what I think. And I'm somebody who's been online a lot in the last couple of years. Thank you so much for supporting me when I was out there, specifically trying to bring the news about the truckers and the Freedom Convoy and the rest. And just the news here in Canada trying to get Trudeau out. And now we got Trudeau 2.0. And the polls telling us that Canadians are on board with the Liberals, and the cabinet members going to be exactly the same as Trudeau's. It's incredible to me. Even this Marco Mendicino fellow, who especially stands out, being brought right back in. It's incredible to me. Anyhow, here we go. However, things are changing. This is a foresight brief. Wealth inequality is rising. It's already common for children to be less upwardly mobile than their parents. You tell me, are my kids going to have the kind of future that I had, the opportunities that I had, the opportunities that you had? Are our children going to have that? Well, I'll tell you something again. I believe you've got to push, and you cannot accept defeat. This is what is happening. Our country is in very real crisis. There is no doubt, but I'm just repeating it again. You decide whether or not you end up at the bottom of the stack. You got to keep pushing. Doesn't matter what's happening. You got to do it. You've got to do it. You cannot give up, and you cannot allow news like this as well to make you despondent and to reduce you to despair. Soraya and I, my wife, we went down and voted on Monday. Early voting, just over here in the east end of Ottawa, where we live. Trudeau? Went down to Legion. That's where they were doing it, and voted and put in our votes for Pierre Poilievre. Why? Because
Trudeau
you got to put it in. I got to do it. All right. Do I trust politicians? Well, I trust them about as far as I can throw them. But at the same time, I'll tell you so much. I know certainly that I am not voting for the Liberals, and I need these guys to be gone. That's just what it is. Simple as that. The scenario is neither the desired nor the preferred future. However, Policy Horizons research suggests that it's plausible and create challenges across a range of policy areas, like the economy shrinking and becoming more volatile. We already know that. Mental health challenges growing due to frustrated hopes and expectations. This is where mental toughness comes into play. Grit. You got to teach your children that. You've got to have that yourself. You got to teach that to your children. To get through tough times, you're going to have to be tough mentally. Workers and recent immigrants may choose to leave Canada for better opportunities elsewhere. Well, all right, see you later. Bye. That's fine. The influx, a massive influx in a system that simply can't support them, has not been a good thing for a country. Simple as that. People may turn to informal grassroots or community-based ways of fulfilling their basic needs. Well, you know what? That's not always a bad thing. Tough times make tough people. That's what we need. We need a little bit of toughness. We just do. Post-secondary education sector may become a stranded asset. Stranded asset, that speaks to me like something that's got no value anymore. An asset that's stranded in terms of value. Well, perhaps post-secondary education's got to fixate now on actual outcomes and jobs and roles and skill sets that are going to be useful in a world. And I don't believe that things like AI are going to reduce humanity to a serfdom. Why? Because humanity will absolutely thrive and survive, and in time we will come to learn, I already know it's 100%, we will come to know 100% that these AIs are not going to be our saviors. They will actually be, and there will be conflict first, it's guaranteed. People may reject the systems they believe have failed them. That's already happened. That's already happened here. Housing. In 2040, owning a home is not a realistic goal for many. Yeah, I would say so. Intergenerational wealth. In 2040, people see inheritance as the only reliable way to get ahead. Ouch. And I'll tell you something, my parents did incredible work for me, for my children, for my wife, for us to be able to do what we're doing. So I'm blessed, let me put it that way. They worked really hard, and I'm going to have to pass on what I'm working hard for as well. That's just what I'm going to have to do. Social siloing. In 2040, people rarely mix with others of different socioeconomic status. I think that's already happened. I think that's a standard modus operandi anyhow. Aspirations and expectations. In 2040, aspirations for social mobility among youth are at odds with expectations of immobility. This is where I think it starts to become destructive for the youth mindset. And this is why I will not give this document to my children. I'm just not going to. Because I tell them, you got to literally train yourself to make yourself tough. Your mentality's got to be tough. You got to keep on growing more skills, more strength. You got to be more physically fit, more mentally fit. You have to be the best that you can be. We're going to need that. That's just what it is. AI. In 2040, the value of human labor has shrunk because of AI. Right. I'll tell you something. AI is fantastic. It's incredible. I use it every day. But at the same time, it's not infallible. It's wrong quite often. And I do believe, as I speak more and more to AI, that it really is just trying to reinforce my preconceived notions. I get that feeling all the time. I'll talk about that more another day, but that is something that I have noticed a lot. Conclusion. Declining social mobility could create serious challenges for citizens and policymakers. What people believe matters as much as the reality. That's an interesting sentence right there. And I would say this is a mindset thing. And that is the reason that I will not accept, and I have purposely tuned out from a lot of doom and gloom news, despair, despondency. This will literally reduce me to not being able to do what I need to do. It will destroy the strength of my psychology. I have to have mental fortitude. So do you. So does everybody to get through it. Not to say that things aren't bad, but I simply will persevere, and so should you. And I know you will. I know I will. We will. Absolutely will. People may lose faith in the Canadian project. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you get out and vote. Vote your conscience. I think you know what's right. And no more liberals. Liberals 2.0. No thanks, Trudeau 2.0. We're done. Thank you so much for being here. This is Rohan Kumar Paul in Ottawa. Thank you.